morning. My name is Allison Baker, and I have the privilege of being the Department Chair for Nursing at the College of Western Idaho. And I'd like to welcome you to the pinning ceremony for the class of 2019. I want to start out by saying congratulations. I know it's been a long 2 years for you, but you made it. And so we're very proud of you. I'd also like to take the opportunity, any nurses out in the audience and future nurses here, to say Happy Nurses Week. Yeah. Next, but not least, I'd like to say thank you to the family and friends, not only for being here tonight, but for all the support that you've given to your graduate throughout the schooling. Yes. Go ahead, that's good, you deserve it. As nursing faculty, we see the positive results of the long hours of studying and missing out on much more fun activities with you. We know that this would not be possible without your support, so thank you. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes support for our program, too. We do not exist in a vacuum. There's a lot of people I do want to recognize tonight and thank them for their continued support for nursing. Dr. Burke Landon is the president of the college. Thank you. Our provost, Denise Aberle-Canada. Our former provost, John King. Our Dean of Health, Kathleen Curry. Mark Browning, VP of College Relations. None of this would be possible without the support. It truly does take a village to have a nursing program. So we thank you. And I know we have a couple of members of our advisory committee here. I know Amy Yun is here. Thank you, Amy. And I hope I haven't missed anyone. But our advisory committee is made up of our community partners who share their expertise with us, and it's invaluable, so thank you. Next, I'd like to just introduce, I'm sure they have heard of the faculty. I would like to take a minute to introduce them. Please, no throwing tomatoes or anything. Okay, so Beth Heil-Warbitz. Suzanne Weiss. Tamara Ains. Kay Gregorio. Jen Mimish. Judith Perry. And Amber Gillette. So, like I said, a lot of people work behind the scenes, and we're truly blessed to be able to do this and to have our program. Now I would like to talk about the number one reason we're here. I did a little survey last week, and so far of those that responded, 80% have employment lined up for after graduation. And from an earlier survey I did back in April, about 90% are already going into a bachelor's program. So great job, you guys, you did it. Congratulations. Again, we're very proud of you. Next on our agenda, I would like to again introduce Dr. Burke Landon and for him to make a couple of comments. Thank you.
Well, I want to welcome each and every one of you out. And we're so thrilled to have the parents, families, and friends coming to celebrate this great occasion. And just from the boisterousness of this group, I want to make sure you all show up at graduation too. next Friday because it's another great celebration. I come kind of two parts. One, I want to congratulate you on behalf of the administration. We are so proud and so thrilled at your success. But also, this is kind of a unique year. I have Mark Dunham, who has been our board chair. He's the past chair. This year, Skip Smizer took over as board chair. Mark Dunham, for 9 years in a row, never missed a pinning. And I have to tell you that he sent me an email this afternoon, and he said, I am so sorry. I'm so embarrassed I broke my toe this afternoon trying to create more work for the nursing program. Hopefully somebody could come and help him maybe tonight, get it in a splint. He has never missed in 9 years, so it's got to be more severe than just a break of his toe. The other irony of ironies is Skip Smizer, our brand new board chair, for weeks has talked about, well, what is this pinning thing? You know, should I be there as the board chair? Yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure he'd spent time, prepared a speech, put it all together, and he texted me, I haven't figured out how to get out of ICU upstairs on the 4th floor of St. Al's. I would show up to the pinning ceremony, but I just had a stent put into my heart today, and they say it's went real well. So we are trying hard to create work for the new nurses that are coming up. But he is on the 4th floor, so those of you that are working here, nobody else can go see him, but you can go see him if you want to. He was thrilled and really looking forward to it. So I just want to give my congratulations to each and every one of you. And my wife couldn't make it this year either. It seems like this is a bad year for health somewhere around the way. But I really, really want you to know how special this nursing program is and what a special it is to see you graduating with the honors that you do. The parents and the families that are out here, yes, it's a long haul and it's a long trek, and literally nobody makes it alone. And thank you for committing to your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, whatever it might be, for making this a really great occasion. Have fun, celebrate, congratulations, and good luck in your future.
I'm so proud of you guys. I want to thank you for the support that you gave me when I was new faculty here, and I had my first clinical rotation here at St. Alphonsus. I just loved the students. They took care of each other so well, and we had such a great clinical rotation. This is why I love doing what I do, so I really want to thank you guys. Thank you. I'm proud to introduce tonight's keynote speaker. His name is Brad Bigford. I'm going to read to you just a little intro about Brad. Brad was born and raised in the Pacific Northwest. He grew up in Kent, Washington, and moved to Troy, Idaho while in high school. He moved to Boise in 2002 and graduated with a nursing degree from Boise State University in 2006. Brad worked as a nurse for 6 years at St. Alphonsus and St. Luke's in orthopedics, telemetry, and PACU. He attended Gonzaga University and graduated with a master's degree in nursing as a family nurse practitioner. Brad has worked in a variety of settings as a nurse practitioner, including a family practice urgent care clinic, the Ada County Sheriff's Office, and most recently as the owner of Table Rock Mobile Medicine, which he started in April 2016. Brad is married to Nancy, who's worked as a nurse for 13 years at a large local hospital. Brad and Nancy have 2 children, Nora and Alexander. The Bigfords enjoy traveling and doing activities with their very active children. So if you would please give a warm CWI welcome to our keynote speaker, Brad Bigford.
All right, good evening. Thank you for having me as your guest speaker tonight for your nursing pinning ceremony. It is truly an honor to speak at an event like this. So my name is Brad Bigford. I've been a nurse for the past 13 years. I am a family nurse practitioner, and I have a certification in correctional health care. I started my career as a nurse apprentice, and I worked my way up through the ranks, graduating from Boise State with an associate's degree in nursing and then a bachelor's while working as an RN. I've been a charge nurse on night shift, and I got my master's degree from Gonzaga University, and now I'm the owner of my own medical practice. Before we begin, I would like to do something a little different. Those of you in the audience that are here in support of these nursing graduates, all of the friends and family, including grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles, everyone except significant others and children, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear not to ask my new nurse about any problems that may arise with my bowel movements. Can't hear you. Urinary habits, areas of my bathing suit touches, or any other function of my body reserved for an intimate partner. Just because these people know more about the human body than the average person, and they're going to be healing people in their most vulnerable and sickest state, doesn't mean you get to show them that growth that you've had for years. I get it. You just want someone to, quote, take a look at it and make sure it isn't something serious. What you should do in those circumstances is pick up the phone, schedule an appointment with someone whose dreams you won't be haunting by saying that part. Okay, one other piece of advice for family and friends. When these guys come home from a long shift, don't expect them to have much left to give. They've been up to their elbows in bodily fluids all day, and you're gonna complain about a runny nose? If there isn't a bone sticking out somewhere, then don't expect them to be overly concerned. Okay. So I asked my mother-in-law the other day if she would watch my 1-year-old so my wife and my daughter could be here. She wanted to know what I was going to talk about, and I said, me. So, as said, I was born in Kent, Washington, and when I was 15, I moved to small, rural Troy, Idaho with a graduating class of 28. After graduation, I moved to Boise, and I was going to get a degree in EMT paramedics. However, the summer of my arrival saw the cut of that program. One evening, when walking back from the Student Union building for dinner, a group of us were walking by the old College of Nursing building. A friend of mine joked and said, "Hey Brad, why don't you become a male nurse?" Everyone laughed because Meet the Parents had come out the previous year and Greg being a male nurse was still funny. Then I started to dwell on the comment, why couldn't I become a nurse? Before I started into the career of nursing, less than 7% of the entire profession was made up of men. That percentage has since increased, and I've been in nursing for the last 13 years, and the estimate is about 11%. Halfway through school, I was drinking the nursing Kool-Aid. I felt a great need to live by the true meaning of what it means to be a nurse, so I donated a kidney to a coworker of mine at Horizon Airlines, a job I had throughout college. The donation was an eye-opening experience because it showed me doing the right thing at the right time for the right reasons can truly change someone's life. I can look back and say I made a difference in that family's life. This is what I want to do every single day of my career, make a difference. They won't all be major life-changing events, but the little things nurses do on a daily basis can impact a person's life. Make sure you capitalize on those life-changing moments because they don't come around often. Upon starting my career in nursing, I took a job with St. Alphonsus right here. This is where I met my future wife, Nancy, and where I worked and where she has worked for the past 13 years. I did stints on ortho and tele. What's up, Jamie? Yeah. Jamie was a tele tech back then. And I finished my RN career in the post-anesthesia care unit at St. Luke's. I worked in a family practice clinic for a couple years before taking a position as a nurse practitioner at the Ada County Sheriff's Office, where I continue to see inmates inside the jail. Working in the county jail is an amazing experience. We get to see people at their lowest points of their lives, intoxicated, malnourished, psychotic, and sometimes with diseases you only see in third world countries. Within a few days, the patient has gone through a detox, eating food for the first time in months, and sleeping in a warm bed. You see improvements in their health faster than any other healthcare setting. People ask me all the time, what is it like to work in there? Aren't you afraid an inmate will try and harm you? They're the same people, the inmates, in the community who cook your food, build your houses, clean your hotel. I'd argue I'm safer because I had the luxury of having a deputy 3 feet from me at all times, and they have a radio and a taser. The jail is one of the greatest and worst jobs I've ever had. The inmate's health can be dramatically improved within days to weeks of their arrest, but you see people who are released dying in the community from drug overdoses, complications from alcohol, crashing their car, shot, or even dying from the elements. I witnessed firsthand what a lifestyle with addiction can do to a person's body and the effect it can have on their friends and family. Every day I go to work, I try to educate my patients to help them live long, healthy lives and being a contributing member of society. Jails are well suited for the various skills nurses bring because inmates have a variety of needs both while incarcerated and upon their release, where they become one of the most underserved populations and one of the biggest strains on the healthcare system. I'd encourage all of you to consider working in an underserved population at some point in your career because it is a very rewarding and eye-opening experience. In the fall of 2015, over a Thanksgiving dinner, I had family members lined up to discuss their various medical concerns. They've been saving up for me over the last year. I told them I was going to send them all bills for my services. This was that aha moment I had that would soon become Table Rock Mobile Medicine. 6 months after the idea, overcoming countless hurdles, and finally convincing my wife it wasn't going to be financial suicide, we opened the only mobile urgent care house call practice in the Treasure Valley. This business is built on the foundation of the nursing model. It is designed to increase people's access to health care. Imagine being a mom with kids, and if one gets sick, instead of having to haul them all into a clinic to get exposed to something like the flu, you get to stay home. Or maybe you're wheelchair bound and transportation is difficult. Or maybe you have a child with autism and staying in familiar surroundings is more comforting for them. The possibilities are unlimited, and it doesn't need to be complicated. Maybe you won't be foolish like me and start a practice no one else is doing, but nurses are incredibly innovative. Always be thinking about improving processes, finding better, more cost-effective treatments. Table Rock's mission statement is to increase people's access to healthcare. We do this in 4 ways. Bear with me. Number 1, mobility. This one's obvious. We go to wherever the patients are. If the person is homebound, has children, or find it a hassle to leave the house, or maybe they work 80 hours a week and never leave their office, we'll go where they are. 2, financial. Maybe I'm too stupid to realize why no one else is doing it the way I'm doing it. We accept almost every major insurance company, including Medicaid. We don't charge mileage, and they get a 50% discount on their total bill if they're self-pay. 3 is ease of use. We try to take all the stress out of making an appointment. People can schedule their own appointment online. The system was designed that it didn't matter if you were a single mom or an elderly man, anyone could use it. This improves people's access because they are nervous, or maybe it's 2 a.m. and they are up with a screaming child. And lastly is comfort. Everyone is obviously more comfortable in their own home. Children are much more trusting of me while we're sitting on their couch instead of a clinic exam table. I've had kids fall asleep on their own bed while stretching or while doing stitches and that they suffered while on a playground. And if by chance I am late, people are waiting in their own home. So, sorry if this is a Table Rock commercial, so Table Rock's mission and goals fit perfectly in line with what it means to be a nurse. Nursing is the only profession that is willing to do whatever it takes for the good of the patient. Now, this is what you've all signed up for, so let me repeat that again. Nursing is the only profession willing to do whatever it takes for the good of the patient. I've knowingly broken company policy because policy wasn't in the patient's best interest. I'm sure you've all seen videos of a nurse in Utah being arrested standing up for a patient's rights. She was placed in handcuffs because she wouldn't allow a police officer to draw a patient's blood without their consent. Now, all of you baby nurses in front of me will soon be welcomed into the most trusted profession in America. Nursing has ranked as the most trusted profession for the past 17 years according to the Gallup's Ethics Survey. We beat out physicians, police officers, clergy, teachers, and a few more. When my mom died of sepsis in 2017, following complications of a surgery to repair an aortic aneurysm, the only thing I remember 2 years later is the care she received from the nurses in the ICU. I can feel the empathy Deborah, the ICU nurse, showed me while holding me up because I lost all my strength. I can still hear the calmness in Brian's voice talking to my mom, who was too sick at the time to even know what was happening to her as she was having the breathing tube removed, as she was placed on comfort care. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." This embodies the nursing profession. Never forget your job every day will be seeing people and helping them at their worst and most vulnerable, helpless stages of their lives. They will never forget you, for better or worse. The nursing profession didn't get to where it is today by accident. It got here because of the people who show up every day, day after day, and leave their own personal problems and agendas at the door. You don't become the most trusted profession overnight, but you certainly can lose it that fast. People will listen to what you have to say. On the first day of your career, people will assume you know what you're doing. So here are a few helpful tips from a seasoned veteran. Number one, look at the patient, not just the machine. If the patient is upright and breathing, but the monitor says they're dead, they're probably not. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but I wear a doctor's stethoscope and scrubs. Number two, ready? You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run to that bed alarm, because if that patient falls, that's a lot of paperwork. And lastly, this is a pro tip, always have a spare stethoscope and work badge in your car so that if you get pulled over, you put that on your passenger seat and you'll most likely get out of a ticket. People trust nurses so much, they think that if a nurse says it, it must be true. Your degree says Associates of Science in Nursing. The science portion of the degree is just as important as the nursing. Spreading falsehoods disproven by science discredits yourself and your profession. Going against scientific facts isn't for the good of the patient, it is doing harm. Trust the science, even if it goes against a commonly held assumption or anecdotal evidence. It isn't about you, it's about the patient. It's not about you, it's about the patient. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about medical professionals who use their title and influence for financial gain by spreading lies about things like vaccines or promoting products that have zero health benefits. Accepting a pin tonight is an agreement to all current and former nurses. You'll do whatever it takes for the good of the patient. Remember this verse of the Nightingale Pledge, quote, "And I pledge myself to do all in my power to raise the standards and prestige of practical nursing. May my life be devoted to service and to the high ideals of the nursing profession," end quote. Everything you do in nursing should hold true to this pledge. One thing that is about you is how you represent all of us. This isn't a job you clock out of. For many people, it's a career, and for some, it's a calling in life. Even when you're not on duty, you're still representing everyone who has come before you, all the way back to Florence Nightingale. I'll give you an example. Recently in the news, a headline wrote, quote, "Idaho nurse charged with tampering with physical evidence." What did her being a nurse have anything to do with the case? Nothing. Why did the media use her title in the headline? Because The public is trusting of nurses so much we are held to a higher standard. I tell you this not to scare you, but to be aware of the world we live in. You are seen as a role model to your community. The nursing pinning ceremony is truly a unique celebration. Probably most people here supporting you didn't even know what it was until they got their invite. I forgot to invite my family and friends to mine. I thought it was just another ceremony. My mom had been to every single major event in my life, from kindergarten graduation to the birth of my first child. She missed my pinning ceremony because of my own stupidity. I regret not having anyone there to see me get my pin. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the people, even the ones who couldn't make it or the ones you forgot to invite, who have helped you get to this point because you couldn't have done it alone. Also, take this moment to remember what this ceremony is about. You're celebrating your transition from a student to a nurse and your commitment to that calling that will last the rest of your life. Graduation from nursing school gets you ready to pass a test with questions like, which of these oranges is the juiciest? From this day until your last, you've earned the right to call yourself a nurse. That is something to be proud of. In closing, family and friends, remember the promise you made to these graduates. Graduates, remember the golden rule of doing unto others, follow the science, and advance the profession the great nurses before you have built. Congratulations and good luck.
Tall guy moved the mic. So it is my privilege tonight to introduce the student speaker. Mackenzie Bassett is the current Student Nurses Association president, and she was voted by her peers to be the speaker today. In addition, Mackenzie just accepted a job at St. Alphonsus for after graduation. So please help me to welcome and congratulate Mackenzie Bassett.
Thank you. To be nominated to speak for such an incredible, caring, diverse group of people, some of the best people I've ever met, is a huge honor. The first day of orientation was a whirlwind of emotions. I still remember it so clearly. So much excitement, so much anxiety, so much new. I remember Professor Wees specifically encouraging us to take care of ourselves because we were entering one of the most difficult things we would ever do. Boy, was that true. We were warned by past students in the big second years that it would be thrilling and exhausting at the same time. Again, true. We were also told that our family and friends would not quite understand the mountain that we were about to climb and the obstacles along the way. Partly true. While I will admit only those who have gone through nursing school quite know what it's like, I also know that each and every one of you have seen at least a glimpse in some of our highs and lows of nursing school. So on behalf of the CWI nursing class, I would like to take this moment to thank you. We could not have made it through this crazy journey called nursing school without you. Thank you. Thank you for listening to us talk with excitement at the dinner table about subjects only a nurse could love, even if it made your stomach turn. Thank you for volunteering to lie still during our first semester as we practiced our assessments 101 times until we thought we had it just right. Thank you for holding us up, even when we didn't feel like we could survive another day. Thank you to my poor husband for taking my textbooks out of the trash can second semester and encouraging me I could move forward. Thank you for celebrating our greatest victories and being there for our moments of doubt. And I guess what I'm trying to reiterate is nursing is hard. We can give our instructors credit for that. No, but in all seriousness, thank you, nursing faculty. Thank you for pushing us to our highest potential. I know we will be better nurses for it. There's a reason people love CWI nursing grads, and it's because you have pushed us to be the best nurses we can be. Thank you for teaching us the truly important things, like Dr. Weddington going down all our rabbit holes, and teaching us the importance of Mike's magic hat. Professor Gillette for always teaching us the kicker and why we give a hoot. Professor Mimish for assigning us STDs. And Professor Weiss for her take on acetylcholine, Alzheimer's, and the joys of smoking. Pretty cool. Really though, thank you, Dr. Weddington, for teaching us more about life than any textbook ever could. Thank you, Professor Weiss, for making learning fun, memorable, and reminding of us to be the nurses we want for our friends and family. Thank you, Professor Gillette, for challenging us to prioritize what does truly matter. Thank you, Professor Mimish, for caring about us in and out of the classroom, for helping us learn what works well and looking at things from different perspectives. Thank you, Professor Perry, for being so passionate about what you do and sharing that love with us. And thank you, Professor Baker, for loving us and working so hard for us, even when we were at our worst and didn't deserve it. Thank you all for everything. So we were warned of this crazy ride ahead, but those that warned us also said it will be worth it. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, nothing is more true. We took a leap of faith, began the ride, and persevered. Because deep down, we too knew it was worth it. I knew it was worth it when I realized I made a difference in a patient's life for the very first time. I knew it was worth it when my 2 daughters looked up at me and told me how proud they were. I knew it was worth it when I got a call saying I got the job, and I definitely knew it was worth it when I saw that we were here at Pinning. I'm sure each of you knew it was worth it at a similar time. So that leads me to you, my classmates, my closest friends, and my new family. Thank you. Thank you for riding with me, for the laughs, the tears, the twists, the turns, for always coming together when we needed it most. We've been through so much life together in 2 years. From first day solar eclipses, embarrassing simulation moments, new clinical experiences, mental breakdowns, end of semester celebrations, marriages, birthdays, births, and losses. And for finding hope at the ends of what felt like infinitely long tunnels. We've had each other to hold on to, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. Through the last 2 years, I've gotten to know each and every single one of you on a personal level, and I am so proud to be graduating with you, of this family we've created. You're the most thoughtful, intelligent, hardworking group of people, and I know that wherever you end up, you'll be wonderful at it because of who each and every one of you are. Looking back at that first day, that first semester, that first year, everything we've gone through, everything we've learned, and all the experiences we've gained, it's exciting, amazing, and emotional. So many ups, downs, highs, lows, twists, and turns, but they were right. We were right. It was worth it, because soon we'll be able to put those 2 little letters with huge meaning behind our names, RN. So go out, be the best nurse you can be. Care, be kind, do the little things. They may not remember your name, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel, and that you were their nurse. Congratulations, we did it. To thank the S&A team, the leadership team. We had huge schedules, and each of them helped weekly to put on fundraisers to allow us to go to remote area medical and community events. We've donated more blood than they can count. So thank you for everything. I also wanted to recognize some preceptors that did an outstanding job on behalf of the Student Nurses Association. We're thankful for all of our preceptors, but we had each student put in if they had an exceptional preceptor, and then we voted on it, and we have 3 of those preceptors here with us today. So if you 3 could come up here, that'd be great. Hannah Leby, Amanda Vanilla, and Lauren Gee. Thank you guys so much. I don't think you even realize what a huge impact you guys made.
Congratulations, you guys. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to try not to get emotional. The next item on our agenda tonight is the Nightingale Award. This award is named after nursing's founder, Florence Nightingale. She was born on May 12, 1820. Florence Nightingale felt that nursing was her divine purpose. She performed so well in London that Florence was petitioned to organize a corps of nurses to tend to soldiers in the Crimean War. She found horrible and unsanitary conditions. Florence became a nursing pioneer by addressing sanitation issues within the environment, the food, and the linens. She comforted the wounded soldiers with her compassion. Her work elevated the nursing profession to one of respect. The students of our graduating class vote anonymously for one student in their class that they believe depicts the best of the nursing profession, which is knowledge, caring, compassion, and dedication. So I'm happy to congratulate our class of 2019 recipient of the Nightingale Award, Harmony Jackson.
The next part of our agenda is the pinning, so get your cameras ready.
Becca Angel. Jesse Armstrong. Jake Asamundi. Mackenzie Bassett. Andrea Bueller. Heather Kavanagh. Michelle Coates. Chelsea Cook. Kevin Davidson. Amber Durham. Kelly Evans. Mike Failer. Laura Fry. Jamie Hollister. Harmony Jackson. Amber Kuhn. Ed Laptiv. Jeff Larson. Jolynn Leishman. Kristen Long. Brandy McConkey. Gentry Plummer. Grace Rogers. Alina Sanborn. Laura Thomas. Michael Tinker. Rebecca Turner. Jessica Watson. Stephen Young.
We'd like to give you one more round of applause.
Florence Nightingale is considered the founder of nursing as we know it today. She was sometimes called the Lady of the Lamp, referring to how she would carry a lamp at night to make rounds on the injured soldiers during the Crimean War. The lighted lamp, the flame, came to symbolize a nurse's dedication to caring for a patient's needs. The nursing pinning ceremony was first initiated in the 1860s. After the new nurses were pinned, Florence Nightingale herself would light a lamp and pass the flame to each nurse as they pledged a declaration of ethics and principal standards for the nursing profession. This is now known as the Nightingale Pledge. Today, the lighting of lamps or candles is still used to symbolize the care nurses provide, as well as the dedication of the nurse to the profession. Nurses and their spirit of inquiry can play a key role in advancing healthcare. Therefore, tonight we would like to add the love of lifelong learning to the symbolism. The symbolism depicts the faculty coming together to light the candle of the program, and then each new graduate will come forward to take their light of learning and nursing dedication from the program candle and into their own personal nursing practice. Could the faculty please come forward? Graduates, please stand and come forward. At this time, the faculty of the nursing program of the College of Western Idaho would like to welcome you to the nursing profession. We hope that you will continue to be devoted to the welfare of those entrusted to your care, and that you will never lose your desire to learn and to demonstrate nursing excellence in your practice. Congratulations. Everyone can then mingle, get some cake. And, all right. Thank you very much.